If you've ever been burned by a shady business or wished karma would hit faster, smash that like button and subscribe, because today's story is one of the most jaw-dropping acts of revenge you'll ever hear. Tiah McCreary was an ordinary woman living in Ohio. She worked hard, saved her money, and finally bought herself a car she was proud of. To her, it wasn't just transportation, it was freedom, independence, a reward for years of grinding. But just 1 month later, her world flipped upside down. She walked outside one morning, coffee in hand, ready for work, and her car was gone. Not stolen. Not towed. The dealership itself had repossessed it. Her heart raced. Her hands trembled. "This can't be happening," she muttered, panic setting in. When she confronted the dealership, expecting some explanation, she was met with smirks, arrogance, and a wall of indifference. "Lady, you missed a payment." "That's how it works," one employee sneered. Tiah's stomach dropped. She knew she hadn't missed a single payment. But they didn't care. To them, she was just another powerless customer they could exploit. For weeks, she tried everything: calls, paperwork, even begging. The dealership stonewalled her at every turn. They acted like they held all the power, like she was some naive fool who should just accept her loss and move on. That kind of treatment cuts deep. It's not just about the car, it's about respect, dignity, fairness. Each night, she replayed their smug faces in her head. The way they laughed. The way they dismissed her. Her chest tightened every time. And that's when something in her snapped. While researching her legal options, she stumbled across something strange. She was digging through the Ohio Secretary of State's records, her laptop glowing in the dark, frustration mixing with exhaustion, when she saw it. The dealership's business registration had expired. They had failed to renew it. Her heart skipped. Wait. Does this mean? She reread it 3 times, her pulse pounding louder with each word. They weren't legally operating under their own business name. And suddenly, her anger sharpened into something far more powerful: opportunity. Tiah didn't waste a second. The very next morning, she filled out the forms, paid the small fee, and officially registered the dealership's name in her name. That name they had proudly used since 2012? It now legally belonged to her. She drafted a cease and desist letter, every word dripping with justice. With shaking hands but a steady resolve, she mailed it off to the dealership. The letter demanded that they stop using their own name immediately. On signs. On ads. On contracts. On social media. Everywhere. Can you imagine their faces opening that letter? The dealership, this smug, overconfident business that thought they could bully her, was now cornered. They couldn't use their own brand anymore. They couldn't legally advertise. Their reputation? Their identity? Completely hijacked by the very woman they had wronged. Employees whispered. Customers questioned. The bosses panicked. And Tiah? For the first time since her car was taken, she felt something she thought she'd lost forever: power. All the sleepless nights, all the humiliation, they melted away into a wave of satisfaction. She hadn't just fought back. She had outsmarted them. As she watched their business crumble under the weight of her cease and desist, she smiled for the first time in weeks. Not just any smile, a smile of triumph. "You thought you could silence me," she whispered to herself, "but now you'll never forget my name." Sometimes, revenge isn't about shouting or fighting. Sometimes, it's about patience, intelligence, and waiting for the exact right moment to strike. And when that moment comes, justice tastes sweeter than anything. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button, and tell us in the comments, what's the smartest act of revenge you've ever seen? Don't forget to subscribe, because we've got even more jaw-dropping stories coming your way.